Alright guys, these are the two piston ring compressor sets I got. One, this is the cheap one, and it's effective and it's pretty good. Now how this one works is, let me just loosen this up. You loosen it up to go around the piston, and then when you put it onto the piston, you take this and you turn it, and it squeezes the rings, and it will hold it into place. And you got to make sure that there's a top and a bottom to this. This side's the bottom. Let's see if we can see this. You see that little dimple right there sticking out?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's going to, there's about, let me see, 1, 2, 3. There's 3 of them here. What's that for is that when you set this down onto the block, it'll stop the tool from dropping down into the cylinder along with the piston, and it'll get stuck, damage the rings, mess it up. It works pretty good.
This thing stop it?
No,
oops, sorry.
Man, just throwing my tools around.
Sorry, that thing right there.
No, but see how that part is lower?
Yeah, but I mean, it
but
would
see
only go that much.
But that's the thing is, if that goes in there with those rings, it's going to get stuck.
I see.
So this has to stay out. It's a cheap tool. It is kind of and then as I say, guys, kind of effective. Because what they should have did, I think they should have made this a little sticking out a little bit more. Because after about 3 or 4 uses, they start to wear down. And when you use it, you'll hit it, and that thing will drop right down there and mess your rings up. So I use this in an emergency. The one I use is the power belt.
What kind of an emergency could you have that you need to use that instead of another tool?
I don't know, in case you don't have this one around or something. Oh. Alright, this one I like better. This is the power belt, model number 940387. And I like this one because this one has 6 different rings depending on your piston size. And what you do, you take one, and this wall right here is thick, and it's durable. So when that goes around that piston, there's no way that's going inside that cylinder. And what it has is this little tool that it opens up, and then you squeeze it together, and it locks right. It keeps clicking and locks into place, and will hold it. So we'll go like this. Now this tool has different hooks on it. One, if you're going to use the tool like this, and then the ones on the top if you're going to use the tool like this. So we're going to use it like this, and what it does is it would hook on. See? And now as I'm it'll hold it right there into place. Knock the piston down, bam. And again, I like this because it has the thick wall to it. But just like the other one, this also have to let you know what's the bottom. Very simple tool. Alright, so let's find out which one we're going to use on these pistons. Go over here. This one, no, it's too big. This one, that one might be too big as well. See, I got this right now. This thing is, the gap is closed all the way together, and it looks like it fit. No, it don't, because if you look right inside it, you can see a gap in there.
That's hard to see. Yeah, that's hard to see. Because I guess because of the black tool.
So we definitely know we're going with the smaller one. Now let's walk back over here. Put these back in. And here's your instructions on how the tool works. Now, what this tool does not show you, it says install pistons, ratcheting locks allow bands to compress in small increments, can be used parallel, vertical, perpendicular, horizontal, whatever. What they don't tell you, which is very important, let's go over here. This tool, when it compresses those rings, there's going to be an opening between there. You want to try to make sure that any gaps on the rings is not in there, because you don't want that ring to twist or kind of like bind to come out. You want to try to get to an area like right here. That's what my opening is going to be. That's where there's no gaps or nothing. So I want to make sure I'm facing the bottom. I'm going to open this up. Try not to bend my, not bend my ring, but okay. Right about there. Right about there. Look at that. Even look at that. It went in there, and I don't even have it ratchet yet. Okay. Then I'm gonna take my tool, hook it in the grooves, and then I'm gonna go and let it right there. That is perfect right there. Now we're ready to install this. So loosen this up, take this out. Oh yeah, that looks good. Yeah, buddy. Remember, our marks right here is the front, so or the piston. You gotta make sure this is going facing towards the front of the engine. All right, let's go over and get this installed, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, let's pull this thing back. We're working on number 4. Now, the first thing we're going to do is, I need you to look straight down into the... All right.
Too short for this.
See my hand?
Hold on. Can't see a darn thing. Okay, raise your hand.
Number 4. Oh, where am I? Oh, number 4's over here.
Okay, so you tell yourself number 4.
Yeah.
Yes, I see your hand.
All right, so what I need, guys, because when we push this down, we want to make sure this journal is not up like this, because that rod will come down and hit that journal, and you don't want that. So what you want to do is turn this until it's at its lowest point, the bottom. So right now, number 4 is down at the bottom, and number 1 is down at the bottom. So those are the two we're going to be installing. All right, so let me go back up to the top.
So we're good?
Yep. Now, to make this easier, what I'm going to do is take a little bit of oil, and you want to coat the cylinder. That's going to help that slide right down there. No problem. And that is done.
So you don't have to coat the piston?
Nope. I mean, you can if you want, but you don't have to. All right, then we'll get our tool. Remember, let's see. Front of the piston is over here, so we're going to be installing it like this. Go into the block. Just like that. Take you a wooden hammer, and I'm using my big hammer because it got a lot of weight to it. And I'm gonna hold this together just in case.
Use the handle.
Yeah, use the handle. You just make sure you're even in everywhere, and that's all you have to do is make sure you get this right. Bam, right in there. Quicker than quick, yeah, buddy. That is in there. Now, we're gonna do one more. Let's go do one more together. We're gonna do number 1 because number 1 is down at the bottom. So let's go put number 1 together and get that installed. All right, we'll be right back. All right, guys, let's get number 1. Set it in there. Just lightly hold it. Okay, what we start off first with, Sibby?
Oh, come on! You gotta do the expander ring.
See? Sylvie knows.
So then just do it. Why are you harassing me?
Cause it's a test.
I'm the camera girl.
Alright, so put it in the groove. Twist it around. And center of the wrist pin. Make sure they butt together and do not overlap. Bam. 1.
So is it butt or boot? Because last time
It's
you
butt
said
together.
butt and then you said boot.
It's butt together. I didn't say no boot.
You said boot.
You need to go back on the video.
You need to go back on the video.
I don't need to. I know what I said.
Boot.
All right, get 2 rings. Make sure they're not 2 of them stuck together. Now, I'm about a 1 inch, an inch and a half. But you can, if you want, you can call it, let's say 45 degrees to the side. All right, as long as it's not lined up. All
I know
right.
what you want.
So put it right there. Make sure all the way around. Make sure this thing stays put together. And carefully. It's kind of hard to work with gloves, but and then that thing just spun. Now, you say, Tim, how do you know the opening? How do you know the opening if it's together? Let's see how good Stevie can zoom into.
Ah, Lordy. It's too much
right
pressure.
there. And you're going to notice how all of them go like a square at the top. But right where both boots together.
See? You just said boot.
Right where it butts together is like a point.
Yeah.
Alright, and as you can see, that's a little bit off. I mean, if you're a little bit off, it's okay, but and it's like sometimes it's kind of like difficult to turn these things. There we go, right there. All right. Now, the other one, the gap is going to be right about here. So we stick that in there, and then we just spiral that around into place. Perfect. Great. Let's go to our second groove. And make sure you look at where the markings are, where it says top. And be careful with these guys, because these will, like I said before, these will snap. Okay, there's number 1. And let's go to our...
That's number 2.
No, number 1 now for the second ring. But number 2 if you want to be so specific.
But you said there's number 1. Number 1
guys,
what?
they know what I'm talking about. Alright, opposite side. Let's get that into the groove, first one. And slowly spiral that around. Great. Next, make sure your tool says bottom. I have to open that up.
So on the top of the tool, you want to leave a little bit of, you want to go a bit above the piston. You don't want to put the whole tool on the piston.
No, if you want to really, make sure like the center part, your rings are in the center of the tool, because that's where your main tool is holding pressure at, right there like that.
I see.
Okay, now you can, if I wanted to, make this flush, but then it's more you gotta push down. I want it as less possible that I gotta push down into that cylinder. Alright, we are definitely set. Alright guys, let's take this out and let's go install this one. Be right back. Alright guys, ready to put in number 1. What we're going to do is, again, take a little oil. You take the top half of the cylinder. That helps with installation. Tool. Make sure the front of the rod is facing towards the front of the engine. Set it down. Let the skirt go in. That's what they call the skirt on it. Okay. Make sure your tool is flush. Now we might have to change size because I need my right hand right here. This is going to be that. Hope that hood thing don't be in my way. Go right here instead. And you know, guys, what I like to do, I like to squeeze this, just make sure it does stay in place. Okay. Knock it right in. Just that simple, guys. Ooh, look at those two pistons. Yeah, buddy. Simi gonna love this car.
What, is every car my car?
That's right, every car. Except when it's a... Oh, no, this is a Ford. I'm about to say when a Ford. Alright, next thing we got to do, guys, is let's go get some engine lubricant, and let's get our connecting rod bearings. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, we're up under the vehicle. Yeah, buddy. Feels comfortable up under here. Let's stop playing around. Alright, what we're going to do, the easiest for you guys to see, is going to be number 1 cylinder. So let's see if Civi can get in there.
I might have been too zoomed in.
I think, yeah, you are. You're really close. Let me hold on there. Okay, back up to about there. Alright.
Okay.
But you're really close though.
I'm in. I can see it clearly.
Alright, so what I'm going to do is turn this over to this way. And our rod is up there. So what I'm going to do is try to get my hands to pull that rod down, pull that piston down. Okay. I'll pull it down a little bit more. Okay. It's suck, guys, with this. I don't know why they made this that, you know, there's no tang to line up on that. All right, so what I'm gonna do is go down more. Okay, that's... Yeah, I can bring it down a little bit more. Okay, there we go. Now, we know that side is clean. So what we do now is grab a rod bearing. And what I got to do is make sure that is centered into that connecting rod. This is stupid, man. This is real stupid. Oh man, I'm good. Oh good. That looks great right there. That looks definitely centered. Alright, next what you want to do is, matter of fact, guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back here, and since I'm here, I'm going to bring number 4 down. Okay, and actually it's actually twisted. Dang it. If it's twisted, it's okay. I mean, you can twist that back into place. But all right, let's get our other bearing. And let me get some light over here. And let's try to get this one centered in there. And number 4 ain't gonna be too easy. Come on. You can see this is time consuming, but take your time. Ain't no rush. Unless you stuck on the side of the road putting some bearings in. About there. Okay. This is kind of crooked. I don't like the way that bearing set in there, so I'm gonna take that back out. I want to make sure I got no dirt or nothing on that rod. It feels dry. All right, make sure this is. If you're not sure, take it back out and do it again. Figures this one's giving me a difficult time. I am not happy with this one. Watch, I push this thing and push that piston right out of place, right back out of there. You know what? I need a little screwdriver just to push that into place. Let me go get a screwdriver, guys, and I'll be right back. Okay, guys, got our screwdriver right here. And what I want to do is just tap that bearing and make sure it's even with the rest. Great. Okay, that's cool. That is great. Next thing we're gonna do is get our engine lube. And what we're gonna do, here's our number 1 bearing up here. You can just take some, put on your finger. And what this does is put it on the inside of the bearing. Do not put none on the outside. And what this does is that when you first start the car, the oil, it's gonna take a little bit for the oil to get up into the engine. So this eliminates a dry start. All right. You can put some on the bearing up there if you want. No. All right. Next thing we're gonna do is bring our rods down. Push out, bring our piston down, and bring it right onto that journal, just like that. Go over here and bring down number 4. Okay, both of them are down. Next thing we're gonna do is take our bearing caps, and remember we got our marks on them. This one's number 1, so we gotta know this one is facing towards the front of the engine. So we're gonna take some engine lube, put it onto the inside the bearing.
Yes. Where you at? Oh, there you are.
Put it inside the bearing. Make sure the front is facing number 1. facing the front, and put that bearing cap up there. And that, you see I'm screwing these in. You can screw them in by hand. They should go really easy. Once you get that, get your socket. I believe it's an E10. And that's all you want to just bring it in till they just snug. Get you a 3/8 drive ratchet, and you are not tightening this at all, guys. You are just bringing this in until it just barely stops. Okay, now let's get this one done, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, 2 steps in tightening these up. The first one is 18 Newton meters, and then 35 degrees. So I got my...
Or 13 foot-pound.
Or 13 foot-pounds.
18 Newton meters or 13 foot-pound.
So let's go ahead.
Wait for us. Well, I'm lost over here. Okay, I got you.
All right, let's... Okay. Man, I gotta do this with him. Okay, 1. 2. Let's go over here. 3. 4. All right, let's get our angle torque wrench, well, the adapter, and let's get it 35 degrees. We'll be right back. All right, guys, we got our little brown line tool, and what this does, in case you don't know, it's magnetic right here, so it attaches on to the ratchet. I can bring it down here, and then as I'm turning, it will actually count degrees. I'll show you what I mean. First of all, let's turn it on. Then you guys set it down, let it calibrate. Okay, it's set. Last thing we did. Okay, it is set at 35 degrees. Now, if it wasn't, then you just go ahead and set it to where you want it. Now you're ready. So now, this does work upside down as well. So what we're going to do is hook it on to our ratchet. And then, I'm going to get ready to tighten. And then I'm going to hit select. And then it goes. And see, as I'm turning, it'll go, and you see it's counting up. And I keep on. When you get close, turn yellow, and then when you hit your mark, it stops. All right, and then when you're ready for the next one, just hit select again. So let's get this hooked up. Okay, go up under here. All right, I put it on this bolt right here. And what I did, just put a little towards tension to it. And then hit it. Okay. Just put a little tension towards it. Hit it. Okay, let's do our back to number 4. Okay, and one more. perfect. Those are torqued down perfect. Now, what we got to do now is you got to rotate the engine, because right now your journals are down here, which makes it easy. We can't put them other two pistons in because the journals are up and it might hit. So now we're going to rotate it. And you see how easy I can rotate this with the pistons in it. And that's what you want to be able to do. Rotate it until these two journals are down. And now, guys, you're on your own. Put the other two in while I put my two in, and then we'll be right back.